part. All right, so right here is the trachea. If you feel of it, you can feel the little rings inside it. That's cartilage, and it holds it open so it can breathe. Attached to the back of the trachea is that smooth, flat tube called the esophagus. You remember that? Remember, it's not part of the trachea. It just uses it as a brace so that it kind of stabilizes it so it doesn't move. Okay. If you look at the tongue, we mentioned the papillae a while ago. These are filiform papillae. You'll see how they're real stiff, long. Okay. So those are the filiform papillae that's on the tongue. All right. So moving down into here, if you will, hold that side for me. All right. So moving down into here. These are the lungs. There's one, and there's the other lung. Remember, in the cat, the lung has 1, 2, 3, 4 lobes on the right side, and then 3 on the left side. Do y'all remember how many we have in the human? 3 on the right and 2 on the left. All right, what is this? Heart. That's the heart. Okay. Now, does anybody know what gland this is? It sits right over the top of the heart. That's the thymus, okay? And the fact that we can see the thymus and it's pretty evident, what does that tell us about this cat?
He's young.
He's young, okay?
I was going to say that. I just thought it was higher for some reason.
All right. What is this muscle separates this cavity from this one?
Diaphragm.
That's the diaphragm. All right, then we have, I should have done this. All right, then we have the liver, is all of this. Now, if I take the liver and I pull it like this, what is that green sac right there?
Gallbladder.
That's the gallbladder, okay? The green is from the bile that's in it. If I lift the liver up, what is this right here? That's the stomach, okay? It's kind of big. Do y'all remember them talking about lesser and greater omentum? Okay, so right here in this curve of the stomach, that's the lesser omentum. And then coming off of this side of the stomach, all of this is the greater omentum, okay? We call this right here the lacy apron, right? So it sits right over all of the small intestines. All right, well, this is your largest lymphoid organ.
Don't even hold that.
What is this called? So all of this. That's the spleen, okay? That's the spleen. All right, so largest lymphoid organ is your spleen. Now, if I take the greater omentum and I'll fold it back this way, and then I'll just pull all this up, all right? Coming directly out of the stomach, what is the first part of the small intestine called? Duodenum. Duodenum. So that's this part right here, all right? The second part is called the jejunum, and then the third part is called the ileum. So we're going to look at those in a second. But looking right here where the duodenum is, do y'all see this structure that kind of looks almost like a muscle? This one points down here toward the spleen, and then this one points down this way. That is the pancreas, okay? So remember, in the cat, it's bilobed. In the human, it would start right in here and go straight across, and that's it, okay? Now, there was a structure that you learned in A&P 1 that kind of lets you know you're in the small intestine. It's that clear stuff. Do y'all remember what that's called? Mesentery. Mesentery. All right, so all of this clear stuff that you see is mesentery. It also lets you know that this is small intestine. So if you can pull it apart and you see that, that's small intestine, okay? All right, so after the small intestine comes the large intestine. What separates the small and large is the cecum, right? So that's right here. I can see the ileocecal junction right there. See where that little niche is, okay? So this part right below that is the ileum from the small intestine. Jejunum would be down up in here. And then the duodenum, again, like we said, is right here, okay? What shape was the large intestine? Cane. Remember, it kind of looked like a candy cane? All right, so you have ascending, transverse, descending, and then underneath here is the rectum, okay? What is this sac right here? That's the bladder, urinary bladder, okay? And then because this is a boy, the prostate is on either side. And of course, the female wouldn't have that. Remember, the female has the uterine horns. They would go across here and here. The ovaries would be on the ends of those, okay? If I pull all of this back, what is that right there? That's a kidney. Okay? Kind of look different in the cat. And then pulling this side up under the liver is the other kidney right there. Okay? Now, because this male is young, he has not dropped the testes yet, so that's why it looks like a girl. And but we know he's also young because we said we could see the thymus. Okay? The other male cat is actually an older cat. You can see the testes, and then the thymus is pretty much gone in him.
What
Okay?
kind of cat is this?
You can turn off.